Hey, thanks for dropping by to the Planners on Purpose podcast, created by Naomi Tucker, CMP. Now, this space is for the event planners to encourage and empower you so that you can fully live your life on purpose. So before we dig in, please take a moment to subscribe so you get future shows. Now, here she comes, your host, Naomi.
We all know how it is. Holidays are coming, vacation time is on the calendar, but as much as we really want to be out of the office without interruption, it always happens. So how can you prepare to be out of the office and do it in a way that equips everyone with what they need while you're out? Well, in this episode, I will share how to do just that. I'm Naomi Tucker, your host, strategic events consultant, and burnout prevention coach that empowers you to stress less and live more and lead a life you absolutely love. I empower you to be a planner on purpose. So the holidays are coming again, and you're out of the office for a while. Many of us are taking that time off. Perhaps you're taking a few days off beforehand, a few days off after. Either way, many people may be out of the office, and you have to set yourself up for success. Now, perhaps you're taking time off and you really want to be ready for your departure. And although you're taking time off, you might necessarily have an office that might be open some days, or you might have some colleagues and clients and business partners that perhaps aren't off work. Maybe they have different schedules. So their work will continue to go on while you're out. There's some way that you possibly feel about that because they will continue to keep things turning while you are enjoying your period where you're resting, relaxing, enjoying your family, and enjoying the holidays. Well, one thing that is for sure about being out of the office is that it does take preparation. And this episode, again, is going to help you to prepare before you set that out of office notification. The importance is preparedness, and preparedness does take some time. It's really hard to put an out of the office notification on when you have not done anything to prepare for yourself to be gone. So here are some tips that can help you. The first tip is make sure that your vacation time, out of office time is on the calendar well in advance before you have to go. In many offices, you have a shared calendar where many people can just see what your availability is. When you put that on your calendar that you're out of the office for these days, it allows people to just see it blocked off and they won't book any meetings for you, but they also will just see that you're out, and that gives them the messaging that you're gone. It's kind of a subliminal messaging that you're out of the office, so they will refrain from scheduling certain meetings and doing certain tasks that involve you around that time, okay? So making sure that it's on the calendar can really help you to prepare by sending the messages to especially your internal colleagues that you're out. Now, what you also can do is for your clients and for customers is to let them know when you will be out of the office as well. You see this sometimes when you go to certain businesses out here around the holidays. Many of them have their revised out of office or the store is closed signage on the entrance to, let's say, their shop. This is what you need to do too, because many times people just need to know how your calendar is going to change as a result of the holidays being here. So make sure that you vocalize that on certain meetings, maybe a few weeks prior to the holiday and to you being out so that everyone is aware what's going on. So that's the first thing, is make sure it's on your calendar. And the next thing I wanted to share is review what needs to be done before you leave. Many times this can be a big mistake that some people make, is that they are not necessarily reviewing what needs to be done. So it can be 2 days prior to going out of the office or even the day prior, realizing, oh my gosh, there's so much that I need to get done before I go. And it ends up putting you in an instant bout of overwhelm, just trying to get it all done. So as soon as you know that you're going to be out of the office, definitely review what needs to be done. Try to get that reviewed maybe a month prior so that you're really working steadily towards ensuring things are wrapped up so that there's nothing that might pop up while you're out, or that you get it to a good place. So review what needs to be done. And this could be your current projects. This could be any future projects that are supposed to, let's say, be starting hot and heavy when you get back. Just make sure that you have some level of preparedness and a level of review so that you're aware of not only what you need to do, but perhaps anticipate what your clients and customers may need during this time so that you can maybe be proactive in giving them what they need. Now, when you review things and you do have a list of what needs to be done, again, make sure that you're completing these items if you can. And if you have any items that they need to be done, you're going to be out, and let's say there's just a need to have somebody oversee it or have somebody action a few things while you're out. Make sure that in advance you're getting that person or people or team their buy-in to be able to support you and delegate those things that they need to do to them. That's very important so that you're not throwing things at someone at the very last minute. Definitely do this ahead of time. Get the support that you need ahead of time so that you can start meeting with those people and ensuring that they have everything that they need so that they can action things while you're out. Next is to notify and remind your colleagues and your leaders and your clients and business partners, everybody that needs to know that you're out. Make sure that you're letting them know ahead of time that you're going to be gone. So we have that you put it on the calendar, and that could be maybe months in advance. However, as you start to get closer to this date that you're going to be out, notify everyone. And I would say that's approximately 2-3 weeks, just so that people at least know, okay, the time is coming where you will be out of the office. So therefore, they need to ensure that they get everything that they need from you completed before then. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to have everything done. I trust that you know how to manage that in your business, what really needs to be done and what doesn't really need to be done, but making sure that you're communicating what those expectations are to everyone involved so that they know what to expect of you and really what you need from them before you even go out. That also is something to consider, because many times we're waiting on things from our clients, our customers, our leaders, and our colleagues before we can action certain things. So making sure that they are aware of what you need from them as well. Now, also, it's important to have time to answer any questions that anybody may have. So if you're delegating certain tasks to people, having meetings with them to make sure that they have what they need, making sure that you're doing certain training, if there's any mini training that you would need to do so that people can best support you, that you're doing all of that ahead of time, that they have something written that shows exactly how they should action any items that they need while you're out. That's so important because you know your event best, you know your clients best, and many times when someone else is stepping in for you, they don't know what the status of certain things are. Perhaps you've contacted a venue for availability and you got a specific answer back. Perhaps your colleague doesn't know that. So providing them with the information that they need so that they don't have to work so hard to support you is very helpful. Next thing is, after you reminded them 2 weeks out, I would say to continue to keep reminding people that you're out. Send them a reminder 1 week out and then maybe a few days out. Because what tends to happen, and this has happened to me many a times, is you would get to 2 days or 3 days before or the week of you being out, and people are just now realizing that you're going to be out. Even though you've told them a week or 2 weeks and 3 weeks and 4 weeks out, they still will feel as though, oh my gosh, the sky is falling, that you're out of the office. So reminding them ahead of time, actioning those things that you know that needs to be done prior to being out is going to be very, very crucial, because I don't know what it is. People, they're just like, oh my gosh, you're out. Oh my gosh, I need all this stuff. And they do that 2 days prior or even a day prior to you leaving, which then leaves you overwhelmed just trying to get out of the door. So it's just important that you're really being real with your clients and your customers, and you're definitely making sure that they are aware and asking them, being frank, asking them, is there anything that you need prior to me being gone? I will be out of the office. I won't have access to, to email, or it's the holiday and this is when I'm coming back. So what do you need prior to me being gone? I want to make sure that you have everything that you need. And another thing is making sure that they know who to contact while you're out. That's very important. It's not good to be on the other side needing something from you. You're out of the office and they have no point of reference and point of contact as to who they should call if you are out. So ensuring that you have that person for them. And if there is not anyone for them, because let's say it's the holidays, your office is closed, everything is, just shut down, then that's okay to say, our office is closed during this time. We will be returning at this time. Of course, emergencies do occur, and I'm pretty sure within your organization or within your business, you have a process for if there are certain emergencies and how to respond to that. However, if let's say an office is closed, as long as the company has the stance of that they're closed, typically people respect that, especially if you've given them multiple opportunities to get exactly what they need completed before you do leave. I would just say, in terms of giving someone a contact information, I would give them someone who's going to be there, who's in the office, and give them their phone number, email address. But when it comes to your cell phone number, I would just refrain from giving anyone like personal cell or things like that, unless your business culture definitely likes to do that. But typically when you're out of the office, you're out of the office, and you are preparing people in advance for you being gone by doing all of this pre-work. So it's important that if you do have a number that someone can get to you in terms of an emergency, not necessarily giving that to everybody. I would just give it to that single point, that point of contact. If it's a single person, that single point of contact that's going to handle like a majority of your things, that person possibly can contact you if it's an extreme emergency. Again, this all can be up to interpretation and up to how you handle it in your business. But in terms of being out and then being able to stay out of the office and not have to come in and not have every single person calling you, it's just nice to have just a few people have that number instead of a large amount. So that's just something to consider. Now, the people that you do put in charge, like I mentioned before, make sure that they have everything. Give them everything that they need to know. Also, give them some support and documentation on if things do go wrong, who they should contact. Give them contact information, give them email addresses. Let them know how they should respond to a client, especially if you have a client that is pretty high touch. Let them know how they should respond, how often that they need to hear from that person, or if there's, let's say, a response time that they need to work within. Make sure that they know that so that they're not thrown off guard if a client is contacting them and needs certain things right away. All right. And then write out of office messages. We all know that, but make sure that it's not just a simple, hey, I'm out of the office. Denote who's going to be in charge within that message and leave nothing up to interpretation. So if there's certain people that are in charge for certain things, try to put that into your out of office, or make sure to carve out time to send specific messages to your clients and doing introductions to those people that they are definitely going to be in good hands with. And don't forget to update your voicemail messages as well. All right. And then again, do everything that you can to prepare yourself for being out. Preparedness is really going to help you to be able to be out and feel at ease and feel like things have been completed, that you've given everybody everything that they need so that they can support you while you're out. Sometimes the holidays are great because many times offices are closed. And because offices are closed, that just is so much better because nobody's answering any phone for anyone. So if you're a leader or you have a business and you tell, let's say, your employees, hey, we're closed and we're out of the office, as much as possible, try to create boundaries for your office and for your business around that with your customers and clients so that they are able to respect those boundaries too, so that your employees are able to be out and feel good about being out and not have to always be on pins and needles that they may have to respond to anything at any time. Now, there are certain businesses or organizations that already let you know their culture up front, maybe that you have to be on call, then that's that business. So you'll have to respond appropriately or be available. So what I'm having to say isn't necessarily say go against what your current culture is at your company, but this is just how you can be more prepared when you're going out of the office. All right. So just a word to the wise, avoid the temptation on not telling clients that you're out. And why you would do this? You would do this because let's say you're completely overwhelmed. There is so much to do, but you did have a day off because you need to do something. Let's say you're going on a short trip. However, you just don't tell anyone that you're out on this trip because you know that if you do, everything's going to hit the fan. Now, this has happened to me as well, but it's important that you protect your time and you protect the time that you have off. If you are working, you're working. Many times people do this in order to avoid the sheer terror of a client figuring out that you're out. And so what happens is that it seems though that it's doing more damage. However, it's important that you get your clients and customers used to you taking time away and understanding who they should go to. And if you're able to prepare yourself in advance, it makes it easier and easier and easier when you do step away. And it trains your client as to when you're out, this person is going to give me everything that I need. And it gets them used to you being on vacation. So definitely take that necessary time to prepare, because if you don't, you end up being in a position where you just don't want to tell your clients that you're out and that you're checking emails while you're on vacation and you're not present on vacation. And so that ends up being sometimes even worse. So make sure that you definitely let people know, do the preparation that you need to do in order to be out of the office so that you can enjoy yourself and have a good time and appreciate the time that you do get in order to be out. So that's all I had for today. I hope that this was a good refresher for you as you're preparing for the holidays, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, please stay on purpose.
Well, that wraps it up for this episode. If you enjoyed the conversation, hit the like button and tell us how much you enjoyed the show by leaving a message in the comments. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.